Every once in a while, a story comes along in sports well, it's just bigger than the game itself. It becomes about tragedy and resilience and the absolute power of the human spirit. Today, we're going to talk about one of the most powerful stories in modern sports history, the story of Chapecoense.
So, how does one football club come to represent both the deepest, most profound sorrow and the most inspiring hope? To really get it, we need to start at the beginning.
All right, let's get into it. Before the world knew their name, Chapecoense was the classic underdog. We're talking about a small club from a small city with a really, really big dream. So picture this. It's 1973, and their whole mission, their entire reason for existing, was to bring football back to their city, Chapecó. They weren't just another team. They were a piece of the community's heart and soul. And this timeline here, wow, it really lays out what a long road it was. They had some early success, sure, even a quick taste of the top league back in '78. But then, the long wait began. It took them 35 years to claw their way back to Brazil's top flight, the Série A, in 2014. For a club their size, that was a gigantic achievement. So, all that grinding, all that hard work, it was all building towards this one fairy tale season. By 2016, something absolutely massive was about to happen on the biggest stage you can imagine. They went on this just unbelievable run, defying all the odds to reach the final of the Copa Sudamericana. Now, just so you get the scale of this, we're talking about South America's second biggest international club competition. For a small club like Chapecoense, this was their Mount Everest. And no, that is not an exaggeration. People were calling it, straight up, the biggest match in the history of the club. The dream they had chased for 43 years was just one single game away. But on the way to that final, on the way to their destiny, the story takes a turn that is just devastating. On November 28th, 2016, everything, and I mean everything, changed forever.
77. That's how many people were on Lamia Flight 2933. It was carrying the players, the coaching staff, the club's directors, and all the journalists who had followed this incredible, beautiful journey.
71. That's the number of people who tragically lost their lives when the plane crashed just short of its destination in Medellin. I mean, this chart, it just says it all, doesn't it? Of the 77 people on board, only 6 survived. In one single moment, an entire generation of a football club was just gone. And among those few survivors were just 3 players, Alan Ruschel, Neto, and the backup goalkeeper Jackson Fallman, whose injuries were so severe that part of his leg had to be amputated, which of course ended his professional career right then and there. In the middle of all this darkness, this unbelievable tragedy, what happened next was incredible. It really showed the very best of the football world, the best of humanity.
This is what gets me. Their opponents in the final, the Colombian club Atlético Nacional, did something just unbelievable. They went to the Football Federation and made a request. Give the trophy to Chapecoense.
And the Federation agreed. Chapecoense were officially named the 2016 Copa Sudamericana champions, a title won not on the pitch, but through an unimaginable loss and an unparalleled act of sportsmanship. But, the story doesn't end with the trophy. Not even close. The real challenge was just beginning. I mean, how do you even start to rebuild a team, a club, a whole community from basically nothing? The whole Brazilian football community rushed to help. Other clubs offered to loan them players for free. They even asked the league to make them immune from being relegated for 3 years. But Chapecoense, in this incredible show of dignity, they refused. They wanted to rebuild on their own terms, the right way. And in doing so, they took on a new name, a new identity, Eternos Campeones, which means eternal champions. It's this permanent, beautiful tribute, making sure that the team of 2016 is never, ever forgotten. And get this, the team that literally rose from the ashes proved just how resilient they were. Built from scratch, this new team didn't just survive, it competed. They played in South America's top tournament, they won their state championship twice, and in 2020, they won promotion right back to the top division. Just incredible.
So it really leaves you with this one question, right? How does a team become immortal? Trophies can be won and lost, records get broken, but the story of Chapecoense, a story of dreams, devastation, unity, and rebirth,
has made them more than champions. It has made them eternal.